Hey everybody, welcome to the lunch hour. It's our first show of the fall semester, and I'm one of your hosts, Allie Mudano.
And I'm Kenny Reishcmann. Nice to be here.
I have to say I'm a little bit nervous.
Kenny
partners. And I are doing this for the first time.
I know, we're kind of just trying to feel each other out.
Trying it out, hope it goes well, because last semester I was with Richard Giacovis, who is no longer here. He's a graduate of Iona College. And Kenny, who were you on a show with?
I've actually never had an actual co-host. I've had some...
I feel so special.
I know. I like having somebody else to talk to. This booth gets very lonely. It's very cold. Sometimes it's dark. Kind of cave-like. So it's nice to have somebody in here with you.
I do have to say, I was impressed when you told me that you hosted an hour-long show. Was it once or twice a week?
Twice.
Twice a week by yourself.
Yeah. It was rough.
I don't like the sound of my own voice that much.
Really?
You do?
I love hearing myself talk. It makes me happy. You should hear me in the shower. It gets real rough.
Are you you sing in the shower?
I sing everything.
So you're going to sing on the show?
If you play me a song, I will sing.
I do. I know what your favorite movie and soundtrack is, so we might have that later in the show.
Might have been a mistake.
Well, what I want to do for our listeners, and I don't know who else is out there, I'm sure some of my family members are listening, is get to know our hosts. So I want to know all about you. Give me like the rundown, the facts. Who is Kenny Reishcmann?
Okay, Kenny Reishcmann is 20 years old, junior at Iona College, majoring in TV video, mass comm department. Big sports guy, big politics guy, loves Pitch Perfect, loves Anna Kendrick.
Oh, you gave it away. That is the soundtrack I was just talking about.
I know, I had to give it away because Anna Kendrick, to me, is the princess of a lot of things.
That's your dream girl?
That is my dream girl. And
we should try to get her on the show.
If we could get Anna Kendrick in the same state as me at the same time...
She lives in New York.
Well, she's in London right now.
Oh, he's a stalker,
everyone. It's actually pretty bad. I've actually tweeted at her a few times when I shouldn't have. And she hasn't answered yet.
Oh, that's not looking good to get her on the show then.
No. Very bad so far.
Okay, so speaking of dream girl, let's switch gears. What's your dream job? We're obviously both mass comm, both interested in being personalities. What's your dream job?
Dream job would be play-by-play broadcaster for either the New York Islanders or the New York Mets.
Okay, big Mets fan. I did know that.
Big Mets fan.
Because my old co-host was a big Yankees fan.
Yeah, so it's kind of change of gears for you. So hopefully we'll keep you on your toes.
Good.
How about you?
All right, me... Allie Mudano, get to know Allie Mudano. A senior, 21 years old, almost 22.
On your way out.
I'm on my way out. It's a little bit bittersweet, now that we're in the second week of classes. It's still kind of this graduation thing looming over my head.
You guys don't know what graduation is yet, right?
I think Radio City.
Is it still at Radio City?
I hope. The date is set.
Ooh, yay.
And actually, on my website, I have countdown to graduation day. It's 8 months away, which sounds like no time at all. No, absolutely not.
Come on, you gotta get ready.
Journalism major, poli-sci minor.
Oh, me too.
But I'm in an acting class.
Oh, yeah? How's that go?
I actually just had that this morning. We do all kinds. He said we're going to do a lot of improv, and we do all kinds of breathing exercises, and I hope so. That's another one of the things. I get nervous.
I don't see that. Two,
maybe it doesn't translate, but on the inside, I get a little...
everybody gets the butterflies, but I could see you on like a Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Because I'm quick.
Yeah. You are quick. You're pretty witty.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right, we're getting along well so far.
We'll see how it goes once we start talking about real things.
Right. Should we talk about the real things and switch gears?
It's up to you. You got the controls.
All right, let's do... everybody's talking about Syria. It's the biggest thing going on right now, so we'll just give everybody a little update. I know the Senate had their hearing, and have they put it to a vote?
I don't believe so.
They've proposed a resolution to the problem, and from what I get, it's basically they don't want any boots on the ground. They limit to 60 days with an additional 30-day deadline. But the important thing they're really stressing is no American combat troops on the ground.
Right.
But, no, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Oh, no, I was just going to say that's been the major component to everybody's kind of resolution, including the House, and we'll see how that goes when it gets there on the 9th.
Right, that's what we're waiting on.
Yeah, and they're not in session yet, and I think it's a good call. I mean, a bunch of people, when the president first made the speech a few days ago about waiting for Congress to get back, a bunch of people were asking why not just call a special session. You know, he's got that power. He can do that. But he would lose the vote if he didn't wait until the 9th. And I think they'll pass it. And I think it's a good political move, not only by the president, but also a good, strong American move by the president at the same time.
He is, and I have to say, treading very carefully on their wording of everything and potential action. And I read, I really like the headline of this article, Obama's Syria dilemma, becoming the president he didn't like, because his first term heavily, and even now, has been so characterized by the war in Iraq and troops and getting our troops back. And he was kind of handed this situation, in my opinion, and he didn't want to be the aggressor in a way.
Right.
He didn't want to send anybody else over there. But you're left with this, okay, as a world power, we have to act. We have to do something. We can't have rules for things, like the UN has rules for weapons you can and can't use. And then when someone disobeys the rules, just say, well, we don't want to get involved because we're already so involved elsewhere.
Right.
We can't do anything. You have to do something.
Yeah, and I think it's a very clear situation of hindsight is 20/20. When you look back at it, you know that the Iraq war was, a little silly. And it was...
Well, the lot of thing is that having proof, and John Kerry said this too, we have the proof that they didn't have for the weapons of mass destruction.
Right. And now they're trying to make that case through the House, through the Senate, to make sure that everybody else is convinced, including the world, which it doesn't seem is convinced. Especially,
well, you had the defeat in Britain.
Cameron gets defeated in the House of Commerce. And... it's interesting to see what the president has done since then. And you heard in his speech, again, I'm going to keep referencing that because I thought that was one of the best speeches of his presidency, just to throw that out there.
Okay.
But I thought he said it very well when he said, privately I've heard people, world leaders, say that they appreciate the U.S. making movements, they appreciate the U.S. doing this, doing that, but they need to say that publicly. And they haven't. Okay. And I thought that was important for the president to say that privately you can give me all of your,
It's like on the record versus off the record.
Right.
You can say
it out loud and give me some backbone going into this decision.
Okay.
Don't leave me hanging.
So you think he hasn't been well supported internationally?
Clearly. Putin is doing some weird things.
I was going to bring that up because, and when we're talking about evidence, John Kerry says we've got the evidence. Putin retaliates to that, saying you have a video, but who knows the source of this, what this even is. Does that constitute evidence? Because we have videos of children that died because of the chemical weapons. Right,
and it's completely, here and there, with the East and the West and China and Russia and Syria and everybody over there. And the situation is not just in Syria now, it's becoming a regional kind of effect. I mean, everything that happens in Syria is going to affect what happens in Jordan and what happens in Libya and Egypt, and everything over there is tied into Syria.
Which just speaks to treading even more carefully.
Exactly.
Well, the public, from an NBC poll, says nearly 80% want this congressional approval on Syria. So they've got the public backing. But as we've seen in past legislation, just because the public wants something doesn't necessarily mean Congress is going to approve it. But I think because so many people have stepped out, John McCain has supported it, Hillary Clinton, everybody's come out and said they support it. Right. John Boehner spoke recently that they are going to get the approval that they need. It's just the details that are going to need to be worked out. Right.
And on a lighter note, speaking of Senator McCain...
That wasn't light?
No, we're going to get... That was a little dark. It actually got dark pretty quick.
Okay.
But on a lighter note, Senator McCain yesterday in his 3.5-hour Senate meeting, I don't know if you saw it, but he was on his cell phone playing online poker.
I did see this article. Huffington Post had it as their front page.
What is he doing?
John McCain plays poker during Parliament.
I saw an interview with him and Wolf Blitzer just last afternoon. And Wolf asked him on CNN, he asked him, Senator McCain, what are you doing? And he's like, as much as I love 3.5-hour meetings on, foreign policy. Well, they had a picture of him with his phone, and you could see the poker game. And he goes, as much as I love 3.5-hour meetings on, foreign policy or whatever, I get a little bored sometimes. And I couldn't believe he said that.
He stuck his foot in his mouth a little bit?
Yeah, and then he's like, and I lost thousands of dollars. And Wolf Blitzer's like, you played for real money? And he's like, no, they were fake dollars.
Okay.
It was like, okay.
So we've learned
All right,
a couple
Senator
things
Kane.
here about the senator. Is that
Jeez.
he's technologically savvy.
Yes, he pulled out his iPhone
He knows
pretty quick.
because he's an older man and he can
He is.
operate the world of games on iPhones. He is a betting man,
Yeah, clearly.
gambler,
Yep.
which scares you a little bit. And politicians betting,
Politicians do
vices,
some weird things.
and he doesn't have a strong attention span, a very long attention span.
Right, and that should probably be noted next time people go vote.
Bored in the meetings. That's interesting.
Bored in the meetings.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Senator McCain.
Well,
the one
I'm
who,
sure amidst all this big Syria drama, they're just looking for some light news, and
Right.
Huffington Post surely delivered
they
on
found
that.
it. Of course they did. They always do.
Speaking, I don't know if it's lighter, but it's a little bit crazier because he's crazy. Is Dennis Rodman back in the news?
Dennis Rodman.
The basketball star arrives in North Korea for his second trip in a year, and now most people I don't think would go to North Korea once, let alone go back.
Most people aren't allowed once.
Right.
It's not even their choice.
But he's developed this personal relationship with the dictator, and he's got 5-day visit. Amid speculation, he's going to try to negotiate the release of the jailed U.S. citizen Kenneth Bay. But he's actually said he's not going to do that.
Right, he's just going to start a basketball league.
Going
right?
to start a basketball league because he likes basketball. Do you remember the I loved the interview that George Stephanopoulos did with Dennis Rodman after his first trip
Oh, right,
back.
didn't we see that together? Demergis showed it too.
Oh, we saw it in class.
Yeah,
Yes, I
yeah.
loved that interview. I thought George Stephanopoulos did a great job. But he basically, Dennis Rodman is saying it's all about basketball. I mean, you know who loves basketball? Obama loves basketball,
Oh, God.
and Kim Jong Un loves basketball too. So obviously, there's no need for this tension because they both love basketball.
Yeah.
I'm just scratching my head, going, "What?"
Yeah, I think that he forgets sometimes that Kim Jong Un is a dictator, a ruthless dictator who has threatened America since the day he
Right.
took whatever that is. I don't
Took
know if
over
it's an
for
office.
his father. Yeah.
Um,
No, just secession.
yeah, I don't quite understand Dennis's.
Well, he's just a weirdo.
Well, yeah, we knew that before North Korea,
Mm-hmm.
but now I think there's something just clearly mentally
I think
wrong.
it's an ego thing too, because if you listen to this quote, now he's saying, he goes, I quote, "I will definitely ask for Kenneth Bay's release," he said. "I will say, Marshal, why is this guy held hostage? I could try and soften it up in that way. And if the marshal says to me," this is Dennis, do you want me to let him loose? And then if I actually got him loose, Dennis, and I'm just saying this out of the blue, I'd be the most powerful guy in the world. That's Dennis Rodman.
Goodness. And just another quote from Dennis here. Quote, "Just to have a good time, sit with Kim and his family, and that's pretty much it." That's what he wants to do in
Yeah.
North Korea. He wants to hang out with a ruthless dictator.
How much of this is fueled by he wants to be in the media? Because a lot of people, especially
yeah.
kids our age, didn't know
Dennis
who he
Rodman?
was.
Oh, yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's gotten more notoriety.
I mean, that's what happens when you're in the limelight for so long, and then your 15 minutes run out, and you become just another guy. And now I guess he wants to hang out with dictators.
Well, we'll
That's-
see what happens
hey, whatever.
following this trip.
I mean, if you can get in there, why not? I guess, right?
No, I don't think I want to get in with the dictator. All right, let's take a short break. We're going to play let's play some Goo Goo Dolls, my favorite. Since this is
Ooh.
a show about getting to know each other.
Your favorite?
My favorite band.
Is it the favorite song?
One of them. Yeah,
Okay.
this could be one of them.
All right. All right, good song. All yellow, all yellow.
And you ask me what I want this year, and I try to make this kind and clear. Just a chance that maybe we'll find better days. 'Cause I don't need boxes wrapped in strings and designer love and empty things. Just a chance that maybe we'll find better days. So take these words and sing out loud, 'cause everyone is forgiven now. someplace simple where we could live, and something only you can give, and that's faith and trust and peace while we're alive. And the one poor child who saved this world, and there's 10 million more who probably could, if we all just stopped and said a prayer for them. So take these words and sing out loud, 'cause everyone is forgiven now, 'cause tonight's the night the world begins again.
That was a little Goo Goo Dolls for You Better Days. I love that song.
It's a great song. It's a great song.
And while we were on the break, we were just looking up the new Dancing with the Stars season 17 cast was just announced. I mean, just recently. A couple hours ago, I think is what you said.
I think 2 hours ago.
What do you think of the list?
Well, there's some names up there. Some names I like. There's some names I don't like.
Oh.
You know, I'm a big, I don't know, like a Jersey Shore, like real big, like
Please don't say fan. Please don't say fan. Okay.
I
thought he was gonna say real big fan, and then we were gonna go off the air and just.
Wow, that would have been it for the lunch. That would have been it for the lunch hour. Everybody would have had to gone back to work. No sandwich. Just go
half hour.
Back to work. No, really hate the Jersey Shore a lot. Like everything about them makes me want to cry. The fact that for the rest of my life I will be working as hard as I can to make money to put food on the table for my family if I am lucky enough to have one, and the fact that Snooki has more money than like King Leonidas,
it's just baffling.
Is not fair.
No,
and it makes me angry.
Not to mention New Jersey, while some of those stereotypes are accurate for some New Jerseyans, overall they get a bad rap.
Right.
The state gets a bad rap.
Right. I mean, so
on the show.
I mean, it's just not fair.
I know plenty of people nice as can be, not orange, white, or any other kind of ethnicity, just not orange.
I've seen a few orange.
Perfectly good people.
That's a whole new thing now. Orange.
It is. It's a new.
Anyway, so Snooki's here.
All right, let's just jump right in.
Yeah.
Snooki's
on the list, and she just had a kid, and I feel like she should probably be taking care of the kid.
She just had a big weight loss.
And by weight loss, was it like a surgery thing?
And she's going to have her own reality show called Snooki and
What else
JWoww.
is new? What else is new?
So
baloney. This is totally unfair, and I know I'm getting off topic, but it's just not fair to me that I... look at me. I'm pretty. I could do that. I could have a reality show. I have an interesting life. But
you know what, though? Everyone says, though, in the just influx of reality culture, everyone goes, now, I could have my own reality show.
Oh, yeah, but I could.
Everyone says
it. Seriously, look at their shows. They go out to bar every Friday and Saturday, and they come home and they do nothing during the week.
Yeah, you're right. That's college. No, I'm kidding. So, totally opposite from Nicole Snooki Polizzi is Valerie Harper from the Mary Tyler Moore Show. Mm-hmm. She was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer earlier this year. 74 years old. She's exceeding doctors' expectations, and she's joining the cast season 17. So I think it's going to be, that'll be bringing maybe older viewership because last season they had on like a child star. I know there's a Disney star, maybe some younger people. So
I mean, she's 74. I mean,
good for her.
That is crazy. I don't know. I mean,
was sick earlier this year.
Yeah, it kind of stinks because I mean, she's probably not going to be able to keep up and probably going to get ousted early. But I mean, good for her though that she's getting out there.
Right. All right. Next up is the one and only athlete of the season, and that's Keyshawn Johnson.
Keyshawn. You know, best known for his role on the Jets of not catching the football.
Are you a Bucks fan? I mean, not Bucks fan. Excuse me. I was going to say I'm a Bucks fan because I just saw he was a Bucks player. Are you a Jets fan?
No, I'm a Giants fan.
Okay. If I had to pick a New York team, it'd be Giants.
Thank you. Means a lot.
Not because
if I had to pick a Florida team, I think it'd be the Jaguars, just because they.
Oh, come on!
The Jaguars pose no threat to anybody. So
remember when I was telling you at the break that you have to win over my aunt? You totally did not just do that.
Okay, she hates the Jaguars.
She's a Bucks fan.
Well, I'm not saying I'm not a Bucks fan. I just feel like the Bucks are much better than the Jaguars, and the Jaguars are no threat to anybody. So why not?
So that's why you like them. All right, understood.
Thank you.
So there's Keyshawn Johnson. Next up is actress Leah Remini, who was on The King of Queens for 9 seasons.
Was she
NYPD
Carrie?
Blue, Friends, Saved by the Bell.
Is that Carrie?
You know, I'm not sure.
I'm going to look her up right now, because if that's Carrie, I'm rooting for Leah.
Then we've got Jack Osborne. He's 27-year-old son of Ozzy Osbourne and Sharon Osbourne.
It is Carrie.
Oh, okay.
Big fan.
Let me see a picture.
She's cute.
Not as cute as Anna Kendrick. Oh, okay. That's who that is.
Anna Kendrick, but...
Everybody's cringing now because we should have totally known that actress.
Yeah,
sorry,
my
everybody.
bad.
Also, this season is Christina Milian, who people older than our generation won't know, but she was big back in, I don't know, my middle school age. She sang like AM to PM. She was recently on The Voice as a correspondent.
Yes, I love The Voice.
So we'll get into that in a minute. Speaking of Voice, is a Glee star, Amber Riley.
Yeah.
She's on Glee as Mercedes, and she's going to be on the dance floor now.
And then there he is. The guy
it also says who her partner is Derek Hough, who you know is like the cream of the crop for Dancing with the Stars.
Creme de la creme.
He is.
And then
I love this choice.
My man.
Bill Nye, the science guy.
There's nothing better than Bill Nye, who, quote, says, "It's all physics, the study of motion," about Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, man, this is a good pick.
Look at him.
I really like this because it's different.
Oh, yeah.
And...
Oh, he's going to be a fan favorite.
I think so.
Without a doubt.
Who didn't love going to science class, seeing the TV wheeled out and the lights off, and you knew
it was Bill Nye the Science Guy.
That's fun.
Bill, right? The
song?
Song?
I wish we had some more sound effects. We're going to work on sound effects.
We'll get that next week.
Next up, Elizabeth Berkley Lauren. She began her TV career as Jessie on the hit sitcom Saved by the Bell, which was a little bit before our time. Oh. Just by a few years.
And she wrote Ask Elizabeth.
She's a new mom and an author.
What's up with the new moms on this season, huh?
Maybe there's a theme. He doesn't play into this, but Corbin Bleu from the Disney Channel.
High School Musical.
He got his name in High School Musical. But I think he'll be really good because he is a dancer by trade.
He was real good in High School. I got to say, High School Musical, one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Okay, I'm learning so much about you, Kenny.
I seem to love musicals. Pitch Perfect, High School Musical.
Would you ever star in a musical? Are you going to audition for any at school?
If I could star in a musical, it would have to be...
Alongside Anna Kendrick.
Oh, yes. It'd have to be alongside Anna Kendrick, Vanessa Hudgens, Ashley Tisdale could come. Zac Efron is not invited.
Could he steal your thunder?
He is too good looking for me to be standing next to. But yeah, I wish I could star in a musical. Right. I could see... You missed it last night. I was at this Jeopardy game or whatever
on campus.
Yeah, and they decided to give 30 points to whoever could sing Celine Dion's "My Heart Will Go On."
The whole thing.
The whole thing. This guy
did it.
30 points.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah. Can't pass up the points.
All right, we will definitely have a musical episode of the radio show then. Well, we'll just sing the whole time, except I won't because I'm a terrible singer.
Okay, so I'll sing the whole time and you'll laugh?
Yep.
Is what's going to happen?
That's how it's going to go.
All right.
Speaking of more child stars, not really child, but Brant Daugherty, I don't know. I don't watch Pretty Little Liars, but he's on it as Noel. So I'm sure tons of girls everywhere will go screaming for him because they love Pretty Little Liars.
Yeah, I'm not a Pretty Little Liars guy.
Not a fan.
Yeah.
And last but not least is Bill Engvall from Blue Collar Comedy.
I've seen him a
comedian.
few times. He's not like big name.
No, I've heard his name.
Yeah, I mean he's not like Dane Cook.
No. I should get Dane Cook. He would be kind of awkward because he's got those pigeon
He's
toes.
very awkward. He's
He would
awkward
be kind
as
of
just
awkward.
a person. He'd be awkward dancing.
So let's see your predictions on fan favorite and like best talent, like
Ooh,
dancing wise.
Okay, well, best talent. I think I have to go with either Corbin Blue
That's who I'd pick.
or Keyshawn Johnson.
Really? Because of the athleticism?
Football players got
they
those
always
feet.
do well.
Hines Ward won a few seasons ago. Wide receivers, they got the quick feet.
Mm-hmm.
Fan favorite?
Who's going to be fan favorite?
Fan favorite, I think, is Bill Nye.
Bill Nye.
He's at least my fan favorite.
I'm going with probably Valerie Harper or maybe even Leah Remini
Yeah.
as two of the fan favorites.
Yeah.
And then who's going first? Who's out first?
Who's out first? Now, I don't, I've never watched Dancing with the Stars before, so I don't know. Is it fan voting first?
It is.
It's fan voting first. So Valerie's going to stay in through the first round, I think.
Yep.
But I think Jack Osborne
I think he might go.
Or Snooki might be the first one out.
No, but she's got all kinds of crazy fans.
But
I'm
does
thinking
she?
Jack Osborne's going to be the first
Yeah,
to go.
Jack might be the first to go. I mean Brant, the Pretty Little Liars group is not going to let him down.
He, though, might be a little bit too much of an unknown.
That's true. But Bill Engvall maybe.
Okay.
Jack
Well,
and Bill, those are my first two to go.
Stay tuned on that, and
Yes,
we'll
of
see
course.
who goes first and what the first week brings. All right, over to a little bit of more tragic news. This past weekend, the Electric Zoo concert festival was in Manhattan, in the city. Do you know where exactly?
I don't, actually.
Gotta be outdoors.
I could
Let's
check
see.
it for you.
But anyway, 2 students died at the concert of a drug overdose because these crazy concerts. And I'm not into the whole EDM scene, but it's very popular.
Yeah, I don't. I had never even heard of Electric Zoo, like this whole thing. One of my friends from back home bought tickets, and the reason she told me about it is because she was going to see Zed on the Sunday, I think.
Okay.
And I love the song Clarity. It's probably my favorite song in the history of songs.
Right.
And she was telling me about it, and then it got canceled, and I saw her...
Sunday was canceled.
Yes, and I saw her tweet about it, and I said, what happened? And then she said, all this, crazy drug kind of stuff. And
Twitter was crazy.
yeah, no,
after
everybody.
it happened, after they
even
canceled.
even on Facebook, like people who I didn't expect to like talk about it at all have made Facebook statuses about just the whole scene. How it's okay to go to those things, but how you don't need drugs to make it okay.
Right.
And-
But it is common. Drugs are very common at these music festivals.
And I think people go there to do drugs, not to listen to the music.
Right.
And I think that is, really just showing the decline of not only our generation but future generations and how they're going to act. But it kind of is sad.
Yeah.
Not only that 2 students passed away,
Right.
but just the fact that that's what they need. They're not going there to listen to the music and have fun. They're going there to
There's
do
such
drugs.
a dependence on substances.
Yeah, exactly. They're not.
To have fun.
They
I
can't
think
have
that's-
fun without them.
Right.
I think that's the most depressing part.
Right. And this drug, it's known as Molly, but it's just like the pure form of ecstasy, is so popular
And there's so many songs promoting.
that's a big problem.
Right.
Miley
Right.
Cyrus and some rappers, they all promote it, and
They all quote pop mollies.
right.
Whatever that
The thing
means.
about sweating, that's like
Pop mollies, I'm sweating.
Right.
Right?
Sweating
Isn't that
is
in a song?
I don't know.
I don't do very good pop culture.
But some people made the point of, well, is it the concert's fault that they died? Should they be monitoring this more? It's hard to monitor because
Yeah,
there's
I mean, I'm
thousands
sure
of
they
kids and-
check. I'm sure they do the same thing
yeah.
you do when you go to a sporting event. They check your bag. They check this. They check that. But I mean, they're not going to give you a strip search.
Right.
And that's not their fault. If
The
you
problem with it is that there's people at these, because they're day-long festivals, so kids are just lying in the grass. It's kind of like what Woodstock was years ago.
and we know what that was.
People lying in the grass, you can't tell if someone's sleeping, napping, or passed out cold, and there's dehydration because they're just going and going.
That's
All
true.
they're drinking is alcohol. It was hot this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, and And again, I've never been to one of these, so I don't know if they have such stations or if they have such,
Right.
areas of refuge, maybe you could call them, where you could get a drink, where you could lay down, kind of thing. But I don't know. I mean, that's just not cool.
Right.
They would much rather be a wide open field with one stage and a bunch of speakers and a bunch of drugs, and you just go.
Randall's Island is where it was taking place, and so the president of NYC Park Advocates told the Daily News these events are out of control and they shouldn't be happening on park property, and that's why they canceled the last day. Is that because they would be accountable if one more tragedy happened on that Sunday. So that was canceled the 3 days.
And you got to give credit where credit is due. When you find something that's a problem, you don't let it keep happening.
Yeah.
And at least they were smart enough to cancel.
The thing people were so outraged about, though, was...
Did they keep the money?
They kept the money. They didn't get no refunds for tickets. And these things are expensive.
Yeah,
it's
those
like
are
$150
expensive.
to $200.
Now, that's where I think you take the credit back. I mean,
well, but these artists are going to not get paid.
It's true. I see, that's why I'm not a businessman.
So, I mean, but I have
I'd
to
much
say,
rather talk about it.
I was disappointed with some of the tweets on my Twitter feed where people had absolutely no respect for the fact that people died.
Right, there were some people who said, okay, 2 people are
dead. It was like, if 2 people died, getting hit by a car, we're not going to take away all the cars. I'm like, but you can't equate it.
It's not
one thing's
black
legal and
white.
one thing's not.
It's totally not black and white.
Exactly.
And it's, again, like you said, exactly. It's not, driving a car is not illegal.
Right.
Doing drugs is illegal for a reason, because it kills people.
I had no problem with them canceling the concert.
Oh, me neither.
But I also didn't have a ticket to the concert.
Yeah, I also didn't spend $150 on a Sunday ticket.
So, very sad, but we'll see what happens with these. And it's come not out of nowhere, but in the last, I'd say, 4 or 5 years.
Oh, yeah, these things have
These weren't big in high school.
They've taken off.
Yeah. They weren't big, and it's partly, the music industry has gone this direction.
Right. We've seen the evolution of music turn into more.
Which it just changes. Boy bands aren't really around for people our age anymore, but they were in the 90s. So
you got this weird electric, what is that? Dubstep stuff.
EDM is electronic dance music.
Okay.
And it's just like all the.
What does that mean?
Lasers and the beats, and I'm not gonna.
Could you dance?
Beatbox
Could you do
right
it?
now. No way.
Come on.
Well, the next song we go to.
All right. Could it be an EDM song?
Yeah.
Actually, would we be promoting stuff if we did that?
Maybe that would be.
Yeah, all right.
I'll just do a little taste.
I feel like Billy Joel or something.
All right. Do you have anything, or are we going to a break? It's about 1:35.
Okay, we could do a quick one and then come back.
All right.
We'll come back at 1:40 and we'll take them to the end.
All right. Instead of EDM, I'm going to play a little Dave Matthews.
Yeah, see,
that's
much
better anyway.
But let's pop some mollies. I'm not going to pop a molly.
We'll be back.
You cannot quit me so quickly. There's no hope in you for me. No corner you could squeeze me. But I got all the time for you, love. The space between the tears we cry is the laughter keeps us coming back for more. The space between the wicked lies we tell and hope to keep safe from the pain. But will I hold you again? These fickle, fuddled words confuse me. Will it rain today? Waste the hours with talking. These twisted games we're playing. We're strange allies with warring hearts. What do wild-eyed beasts you be? The space between the wicked lies we tell and hope to keep safe from the pain.
That was some Dave Matthews, and we were just talking about alligators.
Yeah, no joke. Serious.
No joke. There was a man off the coast of Australia that was stalked by a huge crocodile for more than 2 weeks. And people think he's a little bit crazy.
Well, do you blame them?
He's a New Zealander. He's a kayaker, Ryan Blair. He was exploring the waters near Kalamburu and wound up on Governor Island, which is about 2.5 miles off the coast of the mainland of Australia. He wanted to head back when he was done, and he found that he was sharing the island with an enormous reptile. When he attempted to leave the island, the crocodile chased him and would block his exit.
Oh my god.
Picture like you're trying to...
Seriously?
Yes.
Are you making this up?
I'm not kidding. And he's in a kayak, I think. So his kayak's about 8 feet long.
Oh my god, that's the
And
scariest
he said
thing
that
I've
was
ever heard.
less than half the length of the crocodile. So we're saying like 16, 7-foot crocodile here.
Uh-huh.
He was there for days because he couldn't leave. 2
Stop.
weeks.
What did he eat?
It doesn't say.
Oh my
He
gosh.
saw the very large croc. He describes it a few times. It's about 19.5
Give me your best New
feet
Zealand
long.
accent and say croc.
Croc. Croc.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
That wasn't bad.
Mate.
I'm impressed. Oh, I like that.
So I guess he wasn't supposed to go in this area anyway. It was very dangerous.
Well, clearly, I mean, you've got stalker crocodiles.
Yeah.
That's the scariest thing I've ever heard. There's nothing scarier than an actual crocodile, but one that stalks you?
Well, I guess it didn't really pose a threat unless he was trying to leave this little island.
Well, I guess...
So maybe he was saving him for dinner
Right, yeah, maybe
the
he was waiting
following
for...
week.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know.
I don't like that.
That's a little freaky.
Yeah.
Those waters over in that area of the world, that's where you've got like the great white sharks. Apparently you have giant
everything
crocodiles.
kinda gets over
Everything
there.
seems like
They've
bigger
got
and badder.
monstrous insects, too, down
Do
there.
they?
Yeah, it's weird down there, down under.
Down under.
Yeah.
Do your best down under word.
Down under?
That was pretty good.
Yeah, it's bad.
All right,
I have
not
terrible
bad.
accents.
Switching gears a little bit because we didn't talk about this back when we did our serious news. Late last night, I'm laying in bed and I get the AP and CNN phone updates, and I saw Ariel Castro's name come up.
Yep.
So he was in the news, and we learned that. Now, just to give a little bit of background, Castro is the man that held those 3 women captive in Cleveland for decades. Came to light because they escaped, and of course he was going to be convicted. And how recently was he convicted and put in prison?
It was about a month, 2-3 months ago?
Sometime over the summer, this all...
Yeah, this all kind of came down.
Right. And he was found hung in his prison cell last night. So he successfully committed suicide, which I thought it's supposed to be much harder
Well, right.
to do. And someone like him should have been in
should have probably been
maximum
watched.
security or watched better.
Yeah.
Because he was sentenced
to
more than hundreds and hundreds of
He
years.
was sentenced, and this has probably got to be the worst feeling in the world. I mean, other than, actually going to jail and being in jail.
Yeah.
But just think about being sentenced to life in prison.
Okay.
Plus 1,000 years.
Yeah.
What?
To me, that I get the point of
I
it
get
because you
the
have
point,
to do
but
all of
it's
the
kinda
counts
silly,
for your, what you're being charged with. It's a little bit comical. Not comical because this is
But
certainly very
it's a
serious, but you're
little
just kind
funny.
of like, come on.
It's a little funny. Life plus, even if
1,000
you came
years.
back 100 times,
It just gets to be funny because, the lifespan of somebody is
the lifespan of somebody.
just life, right?
Right,
I
and
think
then-
life in prison does its job.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it makes
they do
sense. Like,
tack
if you
on all
write
these
it
years.
down, like, it's kind of cool. Like,
And I think they're just going based on what you're charged with
right.
and the
Of
correct
course,
application.
and it makes sense. Obviously, you got to do the whole thing, due process, well, yada yada.
Right.
But life pretty much takes care of it
Yeah.
because at the end of life, you're no longer alive, and then those extra 1,000 years really do some damage to you.
I do have
after.
to say, I think life in prison is worse than the death penalty.
Yeah,
For someone like him and what he did,
Yeah.
he should be sitting in
Yeah, I
a jail
think
cell. And
there's-
unfortunately, now he took an easier route out.
And it was interesting exactly what the one of the women said when he got out. For 10 years, I lived in hell, and your hell starts now.
Right.
And then he
to be there
really,
1 month, he couldn't
Right,
even
1
do it
month,
1 month,
1
and
month.
what he put these girls through.
Right, and to get back to your comment on the death penalty, I agree with you to a certain extent. There's, for me, there's certain crimes that deserve spend your life
Where
in
do you
jail.
draw that line?
I don't know, and that's why I don't make laws.
Okay.
But personally, there's some things like, shooting somebody in the chest where I just think, death penalty is substantial.
I don't know my total stance on it, but I do think, life in prison.
Right, and especially for a crime like this, if
you've caused people to suffer for extended period of time, several years,
right,
it goes back to an eye for an eye. You should suffer for extended period of time.
Right, but now we're making the whole world blind, and I don't know.
It's definitely a debate that I'm sure will come up.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be back to it eventually.
But I just feel bad for these poor women. I mean, they're free now and they've got their lives back, but it's almost like they had a victory when he was put in jail.
Right, and now it's it's
maybe they're relieved that he's no longer around.
Right, it's probably a nice mental victory for them to think he can.
But there's got to be some part of these women that think how unfair that you get to go.
Right.
When they're still, I'm sure, battling and struggling with emotional demons.
I mean, as unfair as it is, they are alive.
Yeah, and
there's nothing worse than being dead.
Yeah, well.
I mean, if you're alive.
If you're a religious person and you believe things, and hopefully he'll
that's true.
Justice will be served, and that's what I'll say about that.
Well done.
Thank you. So that's the end of our serious.
Yeah, no more of that.
Serious news. We're done with serious news, right? The other thing we didn't talk about, similar to Dancing with the Stars contestants, American Idol judges.
Yes.
Were announced. This is season 13. So Dancing with the Stars season 17. American Idol season 13. Now, American Idol is not what it used to be, simply because there's all of these other music talent shows.
Yeah. Well, I'm a big fan of The Voice.
You are. I've heard anybody that is a fan of these kind of shows is a fan of The Voice.
Right, because I love the blind auditions. I think they're really fun. I like I like the suspense of is the judge going to turn around?
Right.
That's cool to me. I don't know. I think it's important that people know that they're not just judging music based on what you look like all the time.
They have a good message.
Right, and it's cool. And I like the judges. They've stayed pretty consistent. I think this is only their 4th season coming up, though.
Well, now isn't CeeLo Green back? I just saw something on The View.
Yeah, no, CeeLo's back.
He was gone with the always intent of coming back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's CeeLo, Blake, Adam, and Shakira.
No, I thought someone's back in place of Shakira.
Oh, somebody's back.
Shakira and Usher.
Oh yeah, Usher
are
was
just
there
in the
of
place of CeeLo and Christina. I think Christina Aguilera is back as well.
Too? Yep. And I don't know. I love that judge panel. They are really cool. Adam and Christina have this weird rivalry going on.
They did well to pick from all different genres.
Right, and I love the characters that get up on stage. And you can tell when the judges are turned around and somebody starts singing a country song, they all look at Blake Shelton is he going to turn around?
This is going to be right.
What's he going to do?
But
it's cool.
I don't know if American Idol got it right with. I mean, I think the X Factor they're well represent. I mean, The Voice. Excuse me. The X Factor's the other show. You hate that one?
The X Factor.
I don't watch any. But American Idol just announced J-Lo is returning.
Boo.
And Harry Connick Jr.
That's not a real person to me.
We kind of talked about. I know him more actor, but I know he is entertainer. And they're both joining Keith Urban.
I don't think I've ever seen Harry Styles before.
Harry Styles. That's the One Direction star.
Yeah.
No, you would know this actor, but I guess he was once a performer. Harry Connick Jr. And Keith Urban. So Randy Jackson is out. The last original judge of all 13 years has decided to leave. It's time. But to me, American Idol will always be Simon, Paula, and Randy Jackson. And there's something sacred about that. And there's something to be said about they were the first show of its kind. So even though these shows have come up, American Idol was the pioneer.
Yeah.
So, and there's great people that have come out of it. So.
Okay, this guy was in P.S. I Love You.
Yes.
That's where I know him from.
He's been in other stuff too, but you recognize him now?
Yeah.
So he's joining the cast.
Even though I don't know what he's doing up there on that panel.
I think they're just grasping just for viewership.
Yeah,
Ryan Seacrest is still the host, right?
Probably. I mean, after him and
once
Simon,
Ryan leaves, it's over.
Oh yeah. Well, him and Simon had a big riff. You remember that when Seacrest and Simon Cowell didn't really get along?
I haven't watched in several years.
I had a weird. All right, we're gonna get a little personal here.
What's the point of today's show?
Over the summer and this year at my internship, I had a lot of downtime.
Okay.
And I watched auditions. Just
American
straight
Idol
auditions
auditions?
from American Idol, X Factor, The
Oh, just
Voice,
any show.
just anything. I like talent. I
You
loved
just
it.
watched
Like
people
Britain's
sing.
Got Talent, like America's Got Talent. I just wanted to see like what is cool to these people, and towards the middle of the summer, like the auditions started to get bored. I started to rewatch the same ones, and I had like this weird obsession with Susan Boyle, who I thought was
I
phenomenal.
remember Susan Boyle.
And then I started looking for like judge fights, like on these
Are you
shows.
on YouTube doing
Yes,
this?
I'm on YouTube in the middle of in my room, like 4 a.m. I'm just like,
Oh my gosh.
judge battles on American Idol, and I'm looking them up, and then Simon Cowell and Ryan Seacrest came up, and I learned this whole thing where
Like a Wikipedia page about this feud.
there was no Wikipedia.
You should write it.
I should. But there was like a big. They got mad at each other because Simon thought Ryan was very smug, and Ryan thought Simon was smug, and there was a whole debacle of
There was probably some
smugness.
simmering tension.
Yeah.
Underlying stuff
Yeah,
that not even the internet knew about.
probably not until I dig it up, because I will.
All right, I'm looking forward to that.
I promise.
So that's the latest on, shows and hosts and
Yeah.
everything. Also in entertainment, I don't know if you're an avid Candy Crush player.
I was. I
So
dabbled.
reformed
I have come back to Earth
from the land
from the land of
the
Candy Crush.
It is so addicting,
Yeah.
and it's not just for kids.
Oh no!
There are more. This is turning Facebook was once for kids, and now adults are all into it.
Listen to this.
That's Candy Crush on a microcosmic
Really
level.
quick. My brother and his fiance
Okay.
play Candy Crush more often than anybody in the world.
Okay.
And I know this because in order to get their lives back on the game, they set their phone. They go into the settings.
Okay, I've done this.
And no.
Yes.
No. Come on, what are you doing?
You can set
They
your
set
time
their phone
forward.
ahead and then set it back after
So
they
you
get
get
their
more
lives.
lives.
What is
Yeah.
wrong with you?
Because if you really just want to beat this level,
Oh my gosh.
Candy Crush is all about personal victory.
No, Allie,
And if
it's
something
there.
stands in the way of your personal
No.
victory,
The lives are there to keep you sane. Do you
Yeah.
see what's happened?
Well, my brother pays for them.
Oh
He's
my
that
God,
guy.
no.
He goes, if I run out of lives, I'll just pay the 99 cents. It's just 99 cents. I go,
goodness.
yeah, until it's not anymore, and you've now paid $20
Oh my goodness.
for something that could be free.
The Mudano family needs an intervention.
Well, the Mudano family is starting to get onto the Candy Crush train. We were at a baseball game over
Oh,
the
no.
summer, and my brother and I were both playing. My sister downloaded, and then my
Was
aunts were
anybody
just like,
watching the game?
ish. And they're like, no, what set you're playing? Let me download it. And
Oh,
they download
no.
it, and now they're addicted.
Is it the same aunt who I'm trying to impress?
She's a Candy Crush fan.
No, what are you doing? You
So
gotta
let
stop.
me read these 13 disappointing facts about Candy Crush. And under the tagline is, someone send help,
Oh no.
please.
Oh no.
This will make you cringe. The addictive app makes roughly $633,000 per day. Now that's in people paying those lives, like I just said. I
Yeah.
think there's also advertisements.
Yeah, there's
It's
some
connected to
advertisements.
Facebook somehow. So there you go, which is more than $1 million every couple of days. This game alone is making.
Jeez.
Or you could add that up to more than $230 million a year. Now I don't know how long it's been around. It kind of
I don't know how many employees Candy Crush has, but it can't be a lot.
You got a couple software developers. Okay, now this game, and this might be where it originated, is played by every 7th person in Hong Kong daily. So you know how many people
That's a lot.
live there.
Jeez.
Every 7th person is playing Candy Crush every day.
This is bad.
It even made an appearance in a Psy music video, the PSY.
Oh
he sang.
no.
Yeah.
Is it the Gangnam?
I think that's who that is.
Well, no, no, that's the guy who sang the Gangnam.
I don't think it's that video.
Could you do the Gangnam style for me?
No.
Okay.
There are more than
You will dance. I hope you know
the
that.
day you sing.
Okay.
There are more than 436,000 photos tagged with the hashtag Candy Crush on Instagram. People uploading
is an
them being
epidemic.
level.
This isn't
oh,
even-
it is. And there's a whole Etsy. Do you know Etsy? It's
What's
kind
an
of
Etsy?
It's a web page. It's like a vintage site where you can go
Huh.
and buy clothing and bracelets.
Oh, that's kinda
it's very
cool.
girly. There's a whole Etsy page dedicated to Candy Crush inspired items. I'm looking at a
Oh,
T-shirt
my.
here that says Candy Crush Rehab with a little heart in the middle of it.
Stop.
There's earrings with the little candies,
Oh my
bracelets.
Gosh.
People are so obsessed with this app that they change the date on
Yep.
their phone
Yep.
just to get more
What,
lives.
that is bad. That is bad.
It is, because sometimes I'll be playing late at night over the summer, And I changed the date on my phone, so
then
it
you
looks
forget
like
to
it
change
says
it back.
5 in the morning, and I'm like, oh my god, it's 5 in the morning. I'm like, no, it's only 3.
No, it
I
probably
changed
is
it
5 in the morning, Allie.
No, it's only like
Go
3
to
a.m.
bed. Put away the crush.
A 14-year-old boy and his parents, I feel so bad for, spent $4,300 on buying those boosts and extra moves. 4,000, and you know that 14-year-old, it wasn't coming out of his pocket.
I am speechless.
Yeah, that rendered.
If my
Kenny
child ever did
speechless.
that, oh man.
And user-wise, it's got 132.9 million monthly Facebook-connected users, which that doesn't seem like that
It's
much.
not that much, but I mean, probably is.
But which is more than a tenth of Facebook's 1.5 billion
Yep.
monthly
See, it's a lot.
activity. So a tenth of Facebook users in the world
Yeah.
play Candy Crush.
Yeah.
The game has become so bad that UK Rehab opened a residential rehabilitation program for Candy Crush addicts.
Well, the Mudano family better be checking in.
Well, I don't know if we can because it receives as many as 100 inquiries per month and costs $5,000
Oh
to
my
attend.
gosh. That can't be real.
It's basically the king of the world,
Stop.
Candy Crush.
I believe. Jeez. Oh my.
It
goodness.
doesn't really dissuade me from playing though. All
Yeah,
of those
what is wrong
horrible,
with
horrible
you?
effects. I haven't
What's wrong
actually
with
played
you?
much since I've gotten back.
Good.
'cause
We're
I
gonna
keep
have to
pretty
keep
busy.
your phone away.
And I'm also stuck on a level. And
you're out of lives, and you can't set your phone ahead anymore
well,
because
but
you're already in the year
sometimes
2099.
once you play a level so many times you can't beat it, you go into
just
this
get sad.
defeatist
Yeah, you
attitude.
just get sad.
Where you just have to put it away
and
for a
then
little while.
you just nap all day in the dark.
I just go into a little bit of depression mode.
Oh gosh, this is bad, Nally. This is
No,
bad.
this was good. This show was awesome.
Yes, the show
I have
was
to
good.
say, I think it's gonna work out for us, Kenny.
Oh,
This was a trial run.
oh my goodness! I
I'm kidding.
thought you were gonna break up with me for
No,
a second.
no. No, but I thought it was a good show.
Yeah, no,
I
that's
have to
very
say.
good. Very good.
One for the books and more to look forward to. So lastly,
Yay.
we're going to play a game and then I have to run off to class
Yes,
and I'll
you
let
do.
you
No,
close
you
up
can
the
go
studio.
first. You can go first.
This is a game we're going to play every week or try to.
Try.
It's a, age-old fun game called 3 Truths, 1 Lie. And I'm going to tell you 4 things about myself. One of them is not true, and you
Okay.
have to decide what it is. And it's not always going to be about us. Sometimes it'll be about
Oh, that's fun.
maybe
like
3
koalas or
truths,
something.
1 lie about Syria.
Oh gosh.
We'll make it, a little bit lighthearted.
We'll bring a
about
light to the dark.
Exactly.
Light up the
So,
darkness.
three truths, 1 lie, in no particular order.
Mm-hmm.
My full name is Alexandra. That's what Allie is short for.
Okay.
I once broke both of my hands at the same time. I was on a competitive soccer team for many years growing up. Like, competitive soccer. And my eyes are brown.
Okay.
What
I can
is not
see your
true?
eyes.
Okay, dang.
So your eyes.
Okay.
Oh man, competitive soccer is interesting to me, but it's also an odd lie for you to come up with.
Okay.
So I'm not going to touch that one yet.
Okay.
Your hands? You've got solid hands. I don't think they don't look like they've been broken.
Okay.
But I don't know how big the break was. Could have been just a little stress fracture kind of thing. And what was the other one?
Allie is
full
short
name. Oh.
for Alexandra.
And that's a scary one because I don't think that your name is Alexandra, but it may be.
Well, I
So-
don't have my birth certificate and we can't access it, so you're going to have to choose one.
I'm going to pick that you did not break both of your hands at the same time.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
I did
Doing
break
what?
both of my hands at dance, doing a back tuck,
Dance?
and I came down. I broke several fingers, both my hands. I had
Oh
2
my
casts.
Gosh.
That's a story for another day, but my
Yeah.
name is Alexandra.
I can, yeah.
And no,
You-
because you don't know what the lie is
You
yet.
did not play.
I did not play
Soccer.
competitive soccer.
I knew you didn't play soccer. What am I doing?
I would be a terrible competitive soccer player. All right, quickly, you do yours.
Okay. Oh boy. I am a junior, so my name would be Kenneth John Reishcmann Jr.
Oh, would be or is? Because let's just
Well,
clarify.
Well, would be if it's not a
If
lie.
it's not a lie. Okay.
I worked at McDonald's for 3 years. I once played hockey in the Nassau Coliseum. And jeez. And my brother is married to a princess.
Come on, you
I
didn't
know,
even
I
make that
couldn't- I
hard for
couldn't
me.
even
He
come
is
up with that.
engaged. So all those
He is.
first ones were true? You
I
are
don't
a
know.
junior?
Yes.
Well, I'm going with not the princess.
Yeah. All right, you win.
You
I
are a
couldn't come up with
junior.
anything,
You
I'm sorry.
played soccer where? Or not soccer?
Hockey. Yeah, no,
Hockey.
you didn't play soccer
I
either.
didn't play
Nobody
soccer.
in
You
here
didn't
played
either.
Soccer. Yeah.
You played hockey.
Yeah.
And you said...
Wait, what did I...
What was the third one?
what
Do you
was
even
I saying?
remember?
Oh, gosh.
You said it.
Junior, hockey, McDonald's
Oh, you worked at McDonald's?
for 3 whole years.
Wow. We're
That's
going to talk
like
about that next time. That's
Over
where we're
1,000
picking up.
days, by the way.
I want to hear all the secrets. Come prepared
I can't wait.
with McDonald's secrets.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
And
All
I
right.
want to see the x-rays from your hands.
All right, I'll work on that.
Prove it.
I'll get those.
And your birth certificate.
Okay. I'll come with official documents.
Please do.
All right, great show. And here's a little bit of Creed to go out with.
I like that.
And we will see you next Wednesday, everybody. This was The Lunch Hour with Allie and Kenny.